Previously on Survivor Canberra vs. the World. After the double elimination, John and Squin reunited at the Swamp of Sadness. John, Squin and Amy learned that the player who won the next Battle Back challenge would rejoin the game, with the two other players leaving the game for good. John won the Battle Back challenge with a narrow margin, ending Amy and Squin's run and thus giving a final resolution to the Swamp of Sadness. To end day one, Dan and Liv revealed that the returning John and the other active players had finally merged. At the start of day two, the players came together to name the merged tribe Gondwana. John, knowing he had to start playing in a more aggressive manner, grabbed the world idol from the merged tribe flag, thinking that it was a hidden immunity idol.
My only criticism, it took him like 5 minutes before I could get it off, just rip it off. You're that thirsty. It was like hungry hippos, except the hippo's mouth was just not it should be
At the immunity challenge, Lauren showed great leg strength and balance to outlast all the other players and win individual immunity. Back at camp, John was unsurprisingly the main target going into the vote. The rest of the Gondwana tribe, however, were concerned that the idol he grabbed from the tribe flag could be a hidden immunity idol. The swapped Ginninderra tribe, led by Lauren, wanted to split the votes onto Aiden.
John is a risk to all of us while he's still here, and Aiden is just a loose vote that I don't want floating around on the edge.
And the swapped Currawong tribe wanted to split the votes onto Eden. At Tribal Council, Eden played his defector's advantage to escape Tribal Council and any incoming votes, which made the decision to split the votes onto John and Aiden a simpler one. Knowing the vote was between himself and Aiden, John voted for Aiden. Aiden, however, voted for Bethany, which tipped the votes in Aiden's favour. Even though John's flag idol proved to be powerless, Aiden was ultimately voted out to become the first member of the jury. 10 players remain. Who will be voted out tonight?
Well, I don't think I'll find anything, but never say never in this game. I feel, in a way, relieved because I know that I am not going home, but yeah, I'm very nervous for Bethany and I hope she survives. She's my number one. But if not, I would love to see the back of John. Did John get voted out? Please, 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 please go home. Please go home. Please, 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 please. I see him by himself. Is he by himself? Is he out? Is he gone? Or is he coming back to camp with the rest of them? No, he's out. John's gone. I think. What is he? Have this rivalry. I hope his idols are fake. I hope it's just a little plank of wood that is not pink. I'd like him to get the taste of playing an idol and having it not work, because it's not a great feeling. Where is Bethany? I don't see Beth. I think I've got a solid 5 with Bethany, if she survives. Ed, Todd, and Loz, and I think they are willing to flip it. They're willing to play the game. They're willing to work with me. It's usually a scroll of some kind, but I don't know if anything has been injected back into camp yet. I really like Oscar. I actually really like Pauline and Sab too. I think all 3 of them I've got equity with, and I think I could work with. I think they're really good people. I wouldn't work with Andrew. I don't trust him as far as I can throw him, and I can't throw very far. I am so non-outdoorsy. I love being inside. It's the longest I've gone without checking my phone. Like, I'm not really thriving. I'm starving, but you know, I'll keep fighting. I'll keep going till Dan and Liv snuff my torch and I go to the jury.
All tribal council, that was a bit intense. I knew I was sort of on the chopping block and my name was out there. I had what I thought may have been an idol or may not, but I certainly let everybody know that I had it and I was going to play it.
Who left?
You and I need to talk.
Bethany or Aiden?
Aiden.
And what was the vote like?
That was all us, mate, I told you. They're all gunning for the Blacks.
I know.
Probably still on the bottom of the barrel. I need to find who else is in the barrel with me and try and, get a nice brew happening. You and I need to talk.
I think we need to change this.
Oh, we do?
Did you play your idol?
Yep.
Was it real?
No.
No. So it didn't have pink on the back, so I thought it was a fake.
Putting this potential idol out there, I think was a good thing. It split the votes in case I had it or in case I played it for Aiden. I reckon it would have been gone if I hadn't put it out there.
I think so too.
Because the votes were split.
Yeah. How many were on Aiden, how many on you?
Well, it was must be 5 on Aiden, 4 on me, 1 on Bethany.
Oh, so did Aiden vote for Bethany?
He must have.
And then you voted for him.
Yeah.
And,
so my voting for him
you saved yourself.
took it to save myself.
Yeah, so I think they were coming for you.
Yep. If Aiden was there, I would have voted for him, but the fact that Aiden was there and I heard that's where the votes were going, I voted against Aiden. I think that saved me. Otherwise it would have been 4-4 and a revote, and I reckon I would have gone. Because if it went to revote on a 4-4,
you would have gone.
I've gone.
Yeah.
So voting for Aiden was correct.
Yeah, it's what you had to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I just want to say, I have no hard feelings. I like playing the game with you. I think it's fun.
Oh, mate, you know what? If you were still there, I was going to ask you how to spell your name.
John knows he's a scrappy underdog on the bottom. I know I'm a scrappy underdog on the bottom. Maybe we can do something. We're clearly outnumbered.
Yeah. There's a couple of low-hanging fruit there I think we can get on board.
I think so too.
Mate, there's some players. They're gunning for us. We need to talk. Look, I've been throwing Eden out there under the bus forever and a day. I think we've buried that hatchet. I've lost all my alliances. So I'll have to go and grab him and see who's the low-hanging fruit.
And I actually do think we've got a way through it, and I don't think anyone's going to suspect that we work together again.
We can work together now,
I think we can.
I'm not just trying to piss in your pocket because I'm about to get voted off.
No, and that's I told you about that advantage that I had because I wanted you and Bethany to work together. I don't trust John, but at the moment, now that he's been betrayed, now his idol doesn't work, I think he knows our interests align, and he knows I've been open to working with him because I did show him my defector advantage and tried to reel him in. On the others, you know
who's playing really strong?
Yeah.
Lauren.
I think she's a very strong player.
You know why? Because when you and I were talking and you said, how do I save myself? And I said, find a yellow name to vote out. She said Aiden.
Yeah.
I said, you find me a yellow name to vote out and I won't write your name down.
Yeah.
She got pissed off and stormed off.
I know, she did.
All right. There's another one who I think is coming to the fore as a bit of a threat, and that would be Lauren. Lauren wasn't happy when I put out the fact that we should be trying to vote a yellow out. She's the one playing hard.
She's playing hard, and there's only 3 of us. It would be a shame if we were 10th, 9th, and 8th.
I think so.
I think we can do something. I think we need each other now.
We do.
Because I think John and I both respect each other. I respect him. I think he's a great guy, great player. We've been on opposing sides because we've had different interests, but I think once again, for now, our interests align. We might be able to work together.
If it was a final, I'd be voting for you.
Same thing here. Exactly. I respect the game you played so much.
So,
from day one.
I'd be voting for you if you were on there now. If I was on the jury.
100% too.
Let's work together.
I think we should work together.
Done.
Like, it'd be such a shame if we voted each other out the next tribal and then another world player went home. There's 3 of us left. I think the time has come for a Canberran to be sent home.
Where these votes came from. Like, obviously I received a vote and I would like to know where it came from. Like, my impression was that the 4 girls were voting for Aiden. Eden was gone, so John must have voted for Aiden. I suspected I might get 1 or 2 votes from either Aiden and or John. And it seems like that definitely was the case. I think Aiden voted for me and John voted for Aiden, which unfortunately ended up saving John and sending Aiden home. So I'm just so sick of...
Somehow he keeps squirming through further in the game. Like, he got voted out.
I know.
And then he got back in.
I know.
Then it should have been 5-5.
Yeah.
And we should have re-voted and he should have been gone. Like, and somehow, like, if Aiden didn't vote for John, which I think is crazy, then, like, that means that's why John's still in the game.
You know, moving on, I'm not trying to, like, go around and find out if it was anyone on the original Yellow Tribe that voted for me. I think, like, I just have to progress and keep moving. It's not that I'm mad about getting a vote. It's just that, like, I'm annoyed at John still being here. I'm like, I've had enough, and I'm like, he never listens to my conversations. It's always like the thing that he wants to do. Having a severe allergic reaction to his presence. Like, outside of the game, fine. Like, any like chit chat and stuff, fine. Like, I feel like he's like a cheese grater on the side of my face.
I think he got John on board and voting with the majority. I think he just wants to join in with people.
I've heard Andrew's name being said a lot in regards to someone who's a bit of a player, a bit more of a threat. I think John's an easy vote to get at the moment.
I think strategically talking, like, I just find Andrew really unpredictable. I feel like he's always kind of motivated and stuff like that as well. But I feel bad. I keep saying his name. No one else seems to.
Well, no, I think Loz and Ed and Todd, they have actually adopted the two ex-Currawongs of Bethany and Eden.
Hi. Has anyone come down at all yet? Just John. Oh, okay. So you and John would have had a great bonding chat.
It was great fun.
Lauren is very smart. I mean, I'd love to work with Lauren, but I think I've just haven't been getting a positive interaction with her. It's always very guarded, very cold. As much as you apply the blowtorch to an ice block, this one isn't melting.
How did Aiden take it?
Yeah, and he's on the jury.
It's okay.
So that's good.
Yeah.
Wow.
John's still here, yay. So it can be another 2 hours of John paranoia and just annoying everyone. It's very disappointing. Especially seeing as I've now voted him out twice.
My other thing is, like, John is so loose. He was so loose with that tribal. And, like, he certainly can't be part of anything.
Agreed. So all of that tribal and it's all yellow and it's not yellow at all. He's just clueless about what's going on because he's no good at, like, actually building relationships or strategy.
Keep this one easy. Hopefully try to keep this vote, maybe go back on John. He doesn't have an idol, obviously.
I kind of don't want another easy vote though.
No, I don't.
We're like about to jump ourselves.
Oh yeah, but if we get John out, he's not a number for anyone.
And I have a very strong feeling that everyone now is going to want to get rid of a threat next vote instead of John. So he'll probably be around for another couple of hours. In fact, I'll probably be dealing with him until lunchtime.
I think Todd should go before Andy. I don't think Andy's a threat.
Todd gives me sneaky vibes. Like, he seems much smarter than Andy.
I have just been so chaotic with Andrew. Like, poor Andrew. Like, if you're watching this back, I'm so sorry. Like, it's been super chill between us, and I'm just, I've swung between, like, I need to vote him out, and now we're allies, and I don't want him to go.
Yeah.
And I think I would really like to make the move this round.
Okay.
I'm
open to whatever. Like,
I'm just like,
I just think we need to be, and I definitely think we can get that because he hears about it.
I would be really keen to vote out Todd this round.
I don't know Evan at all, but do you think that he might spill the beans? Just because I have no trust with him yet, like, which is because I just met him.
I feel like it's in his best interest to work with us because I feel it, and I think he seems like pretty switched on. I feel
He
like
does,
he would like want just any crack.
I'd really like to keep Eden in the mix. People are really suspicious of him, see him as a massive strategic threat, and I don't see him that way, and like, he owes me his life.
I feel like I get good vibes from Bethany. But I'm concerned that he could just be like, oh, but I want to make my own move. But like, I'm not saying let's not do it or anything.
Yeah.
I just think like to
No,
me,
no,
he's the like loosest person
Yeah.
in that group.
Well, who else would we bring in then?
Andy, he's got no one.
My conversations with Sab, we both agree that Andrew, even though he seems like he is strategic and chaotic, but in his actual voting record, he has been straightforward every time. So I actually am not afraid to work with him.
Like from all the talk about Andy, he's been loyal. Like,
Yeah,
he's really,
exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Exactly how
He
he
says-
said he was going to vote.
Yeah.
He's done it every time.
Yeah. It's just such an easy pickup to be like, you were on the bottom, I know you're on the bottom because we had those conversations. Come with me.
I'm happy with that.
Would you want to make a move on Todd this round? Because Loz is willing to do it.
Okay.
And
I
I'm
love that
thinking-
because I like Loz too.
Yeah, I like her too. And I think even because if Loz slips on them, but we still have the safety of like 4
Yes.
down the line, I think it would really work. He just can't win immunity. And I'm going to jinx myself by saying that.
I think I'm ready to start making some moves, taking out some of these big top tier players that are running the show or think they're running the show at this point.
Floating around.
Come on in.
All right.
Hey.
Well, welcome to a surprise tribal council. Just kidding.
That was worth it.
Yeah, you might be wondering why you are at tribal council. So we are doing Survivor Auction. So welcome to Survivor Auction. Yay.
For the first ever Survivor Canberra auction, players will have $500 Jeff dollars each to spend on covered and uncovered items. The players cannot pool money or share items unless it is specified. The players are also notified that the auction can end at any time, so they should bid and spend their money while they can. First item.
All right. So this is a cake. Who wants a whole cake? All right, bidding starts at 50 Jeff notes.
Share the cake.
At this point, we're just bidding for yourself and no pulling money.
No, but if I bought it myself,
We'll let you know if you do buy it. Yeah.
I don't want it.
All right. 50.
Who wants this beautiful? Do you want to have a
50?
good look at it?
Yeah, come and smell it. That might entice you a little bit more.
The cake is a sponge with a little bit of raspberry something in the middle, maybe a bit of fresh cream. John, have you had a good look at that?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. It depends how much you bid.
All right, so we've got $50, 50 Jeff dollars for Ed at the moment, a steal. Is anyone going to outbid him? As I said, make sure you're bidding because this auction could end at any moment. All right, going once, going twice. Sold, Ed. 50 Jeff notes.
Ed, come up here, mate.
All right, just come up and stand here, Ed.
Okay, you just take it off there.
So, Ed, we do have a bit of a dilemma for you. You can either keep this cake for yourself, you can share it with 3 other people, or you can give it to 8 other people, but you can't be one of those 8 people.
I'll share it with 3 other people.
3 people, who are you going to choose?
Who's hungry?
I'm fine not having cake.
Yeah? Eden, have some cake. Anyone else? Come on.
Free cake, guys.
Yes, thanks. Yes. Just like every time.
One more?
One more.
One more taker?
Yeah, Loz, yeah.
Alright, Eden, Sab, Loz, Ed, you've got some cake.
Three
you
friends for life as well.
cut it equally then in 4 pieces. Thanks, Loz. Second item will remain covered, so the bidding starts at 50 Jeff notes. 50 for Oscar. 100 for Loz. 200 for Sab. 250 for Oscar. It could be a really good item or it could be really bad. What are you spending your money on?
Can you hear it, Andrew?
Is it whispering to anyone?
It sounds like a buff to me.
This is a trap one. Alright, so we've currently got 250 for Oscar.
300.
300 for John.
350.
350 for Oscar. Go as high as 500 Jeff notes. So we're nearly there. Alright, 350 for Oscar. All right, going once, going twice. Sold for $3.50 for Oscar. Come up and see what you've got. Come just down to the side here. Alright, so you have won yourself an advantage in this game. Bring it to the next challenge and we'll read it out loud there.
Thank you.
Alright, no worries. Alright, the next item up for grabs is a whole bowl of granola. I'm gonna have a look. $50 for Bethany. Loves herself
So
a
this
granola
is
bowl.
a coconut and chia granola.
Oh, that is me. Oh my god.
With some Greek yogurt, raspberries, blueberries, milk if you want,
Again,
banana.
A steal for 50 Jeff notes.
500 for your love.
500 for John.
500.
John, you can't go much higher than that, so John, you won the granola bowl. I get it.
I'll just get you to. Do you want the milk?
Yeah. Spoon. Thank you. It's all the money.
Beauty.
Alright, so this item will remain covered. So starting bids at 50 once again.
Yeah. 100.
100 for Ed. 150 for Andrew. 200 for Sab.
What could it be?
Dang. So 200 for Sab going once, going twice. Sold for Sab for 200 Jeff dollars. Come and get it. Alright. Yeah, nailed it.
Bowl of rice.
You have bought a very expensive bowl of rice, Sab. Congratulations.
And a plastic.
You better eat some though. Alright, next item up for grabs is a protein shake. Vanilla, I believe.
I think it's vanilla.
It is vanilla, yeah.
Vanilla bean.
So it's 50 for Oscar? Yep. So what is this? 100 for Ed? 150 for Oscar.
Hang on for you,
Alright, 150 for Oscar going once. Alright, 200 for Ed going once, going twice. Sold to Ed for $200 protein shake. Enjoy.
Cheers.
Enjoy.
Sorry, Oscar.
I hope it's alright.
Yeah, I don't know. It might be a bit
very watery.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
No, you won't. Oh my gosh. Alright. Some lovely pastries and a big cup of orange juice.
Do you want to have a look at the pastries?
Yeah, I think we've got an almond croissant
and
a
there's an
cinnamon scroll.
almond.
500.
Oh! Sold to Bethany for 500 Jeff.
Sold!
Love it. Cinnamon scroll and
And
a
an almond
big almond croissant. It looks like it, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I'll take that from you. Thanks, Bethany.
Wow.
There you go. Enjoy.
Alright. Alright, so this item will remain covered. Right, bidding starts at $50. How much? 150 for Loz. 200 for Andrew. 250 for Loz. Alright, 250 for Loz going once, going twice. 300 for Eden. Wow, she was counting money and everything.
She was ready.
350 for Loz. You never know when this auction's going to end, Eden. Alright, 350 for Loz, going once, going twice. Sold. 350 Jeff dollars.
Come and see what you've got.
Thank you very much. I will double check.
That's great.
So you've got a plunger coffee. Now you're going to have to.
Yeah, I'll bring something over to you as well. You take that and I'll bring it over.
That's awesome. Oh, that's so good.
Alrighty.
Alright, this item is a Survivor Canberra tradition. It is some dry croissants. 100 for Pauline. 150 for Oscar.
How dry are we talking about?
Like 3 day old.
Dry as a bone. Nasty. 200 for Pauline. Awful. You wouldn't want this.
200, please.
So 200 for Pauline going once, going twice. Sold to Pauline for 200.
Come and get your...
I want a pizza, but it feel like that was happening. Breakfast food.
Alright, just double check there, Pauline.
Beautiful.
Enjoy. Alright. That concludes the Survivor auction. Hope you had fun. Head on out.
Come on in. Welcome back, Gondwana tribe. Okay, how's everybody feeling after the auction?
Full.
Some people full, some people not.
And Oscar, you did receive an item, an advantage at that auction. So can you please read that out loud for us?
For sure. Congratulations, you have bought an advantage in this game. At this challenge, the tribe will split up into 2 groups of 5, with both groups competing for individual immunity. This is a double elimination. Each group will vote someone out of the game. You have won the power to decide who will be in each group of 5. Your decision must be made now.
So Oscar, huge advantage that you bought in the game. So we don't have any time to waste. So can you please split the group up into 2 groups of 5 now?
Yeah. Could I have John, Pauline, Sab, Todd?
Yeah, just pop it down.
Sorry. And Loz on this side as well.
All right, so that's our group sorted.
Actually, could I swap Loz and me, please?
Sure.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right, so swap places.
Beautiful.
All right, so just to confirm the 2 groups, we've got Oscar, Todd, Sab, Pauline, and John in one group, and Eden, Bethany, Andrew, Ed, and Loz in group 2. So you'll both be competing for immunity. So one person from each group can win immunity. And obviously one person from each group will be going home and 2 tribal councils as well. Okay, so...
and with that, Loz,
yeah,
you'll have to return the immunity necklace. Thank you.
All right, so obviously that means the second immunity necklace is back.
There is 2 up for grabs.
2 up for grabs.
In this challenge, players will first have to complete a 1-tone puzzle. Once the puzzle has been completed, they must run to a plank of wood. When there, they must push a trail of dominoes along the plank of wood from behind the black line and land the end domino into the bucket. If any dominoes fall off the plank, they must start again. The first player from both groups to land a domino into their bucket wins immunity and is safe from the vote. Survivors ready? Go! All right, starting with a puzzle here, Dan.
Yeah. Typically end with a puzzle, changing things up a bit, starting with a puzzle.
Very true.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is an interesting puzzle.
It is an interesting puzzle. Lots of curved pieces. Not a lot of pieces, but they're very odd shaped, so it can cause some difficulty. The players just throwing their bags away, getting them out of the way.
Everywhere.
Don't lose your pieces though. Make sure you've got all of those puzzle pieces out of the bag. You don't want to be stuck looking for a piece at the end. Let's see who's the puzzle master.
Todd has quite a bit of his puzzle together already. And so does Bethany over there. Everyone working frantically.
Andrew yet to get any pieces in his puzzle here.
It's a challenging little puzzle. Pauline's got a few pieces on.
Loz down to one piece. Loz finishes the puzzle, moving on to the dominoes.
Loz is onto her dominoes. Todd almost there. Oh, and Todd's off. Todd onto his dominoes.
This one takes a lot of concentration. You could think you're doing well, and then all of a sudden, it's going off on the wrong angle and it falls off. Could be a frustrating one.
And Pauline's off. And Ed is off. And Oscar's off. They're dropping like flies. Moving on to the next part of the challenge.
Oscar starting on his dominoes. So Loz and Ed for group 2, Pauline, Oscar and Todd at the dominoes for group 1.
Eden looking around thinking, oh, and Sab's off. She's completed her puzzle.
Sab joining the party over here for group 1. Group 1 nearly has all their 5. Ed falls off, he needs to grab all of the pieces and start again. Loz falls off, she needs to grab all of the pieces, start all over again. Oh, fell over your hand, that's okay, yep. No. All right, Todd making some good progress there. He seems to be really close to that bucket. Pauline needs to reset. Didn't like the angle, didn't like the path of those dominoes were going down. All right, still got John. Todd wins immunity for group 1. All right, John can stop down there. Group 2 still going.
John, you can stop, mate. Oh, Bethany's off. She's completed.
All right, Bethany joining the dominoes party. Can she catch up?
You're still in this, Eden and Andrew. Come on.
All right, keep fighting, everyone. Even though Ed trying a risky strategy didn't work. Worth a shot. Worth a shot. Oh, Ed, the ones on the end need to reset as well. The ones you've got on the end there. Yeah. All right. Oh, and Loz wins immunity for group 2. Congratulations.
Okay. Congratulations, Todd. Do you want to come up and get your necklace? I'll put it in for you. Well done. Go safe from the vote.
All right, and for group 2, we've got Loz with her 2nd immunity in a row. I have to get around the hat, don't I? Not going home, safe from Tribal Council. For everyone else, could be you. We'll see who's the next person voted out of Survivor Canberra versus the World. See you at Tribal Council. Head on out.
Congrats, Lozzie. Yeah. 2 in a row.
Yeah, that's great, Loz. Well done.
Realistically, there was only one goal when they split the groups into 2, and that was to make sure that Andy didn't win immunity.
What were you and Lauren thinking?
We've been saying it's definitely Andy.
Yeah.
Like, I think we're all bored with that.
Yeah. Andy is not loyal at all. He threw my name out from the very first tribal council we went to. All the time playing, I want to be in alliance with you, I want to work with you, I think we're a great pair.
I
know you feel Bethany.
I don't feel. What do you mean?
Like, I know you feel she's the one to target.
No, I would have thought it would be easier.
I think Eden would be better. Which is the same line he's still spinning. Oh, we're really worried because you and Ed and Todd, you know, we're with the others and we still want to work with you. And it's kind of like, bro, you didn't want to work with me from day one.
I'm actually worried that you, with other people, had fears that maybe Eden and Beth have taken in, right, with you, as a block with you, Todd and Ed. Bethany and Eden had worked their way in with Todd and Loz and Ed, and I think those people will solidify around getting rid of me. I would like us to stay together and remove Eden.
Yeah.
But I don't know how you feel about that.
I think that's fine.
Oscar had thought putting a majority of yellows on both tribes would ensure an original Currawong was gone. I don't think he may have been live to the perceptions of where shifting sands have shifted. I think you were spot on earlier when you said Oscar could be a risk, because there were a couple of instances we had over there where Oscar told Aiden one thing, even though it was not what we agreed.
Right, okay.
Or he is a little rat in the pack, belongs with Frank Sinatra and the Rat Pack back in the jazz days, and he's, sold me out as maybe some goodwill ambassador. So maybe he needs to get in contact with Angelina Jolie in the UN. He'll be on the goodwill tour trying to gain favour with Loz and Ed.
It's like always trying to keep Oscar on a short leash, because
he's unpredictable.
Every tribal council is like, let's make a big move. Let's make it. It's not everything's about big moves. Sometimes it's about smart moves, but he doesn't feel the difference.
Yeah, I actually like Bethany. I like, and I think potentially there's something that could go down there in the future. So I would tend towards Eden if that was what I was going for.
But no, she's saying, let's go Eden. Like, in personal chats I've had, she's like, I'll feel out Andy, see what he's feeling. That's
I think for me, I just don't want to look like a bloody idiot.
No.
So I think there's honour in just knowing.
Yeah, of course.
And accepting.
Yeah, and I tell you.
And, because we're creating waves. And I guarantee you, if you're in the final three, and, you've given me the dignity of at least letting me know. That is something.
If I knew, I'd tell you.
Yeah,
I would.
okay.
Yeah.
But if I had to go on Ed to survive, I would. I will give you my personal loyalty.
Yeah, for sure.
With straight shooting.
Yeah.
I will defend you.
Yeah.
And I will do whatever you need me to do.
I think everyone's on the same page with the tribe right now. We're going to be voting for Andrew.
He seems like it's an easy vote. And I'm a big fan right now of just not stirring the pot.
Absolutely.
Keeping everyone happy. If it keeps like you and Beth and Loz happy. Beth is the only one I'm worried, because she's got a close relationship with Ed.
Yeah.
So she.
We are split into teams of 5, and obviously I'm not immune, so I'm one of 4 people that could be going home.
But alright, so this one's easy. This one's nothing. I don't think this.
I trust you.
I trust you as well. We've built that.
I've got nothing to gain from voting for you, either of you.
Yeah. We don't have anyone but you're
exactly
free.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have no one.
Again, like Ed and I just have to trust that Lauren and Ed are going to stick with us. This has been our spot the whole game, pretty much just running on fumes and and somehow hoping that we can come through together.
Is he pitching me or Beth?
Oh no, you.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you. But he was pitching you last time.
Yeah, true.
Sorry. That's not news.
Yeah. I think if we do it, we're the 5 of the final 8.
Yeah, well, and it should be, they have no choice on the other tribe.
I think Andy is voting for Eden. I hope he's not voting for me, because on the off chance that he has an idol or an advantage or something, then that would be bad.
Andy goes here and John goes here. That Jinninbarra 2.05 has the majority.
We have the power.
And that's why I wasn't worried about needing to take out big players. What we needed to take out were the wingmen.
You're so right. Yeah.
And the wild cards, because they're the ones who could provide damage to it.
If we send Andy home here, that means Jinninbarra 2.0 has a numbers advantage over Currawong 2.0, which would be very interesting.
But that's what I said to you guys.
That's me.
I said you just
Yeah.
I had no interest in working with the yellows long term. It was never the plan.
Yeah, exactly.
It was waiting for the right people to work with. And when you guys walked in, it just made sense.
Yeah.
Ed and I have had a great relationship the whole way through. So, and he's loving playing, but this game is not his forte. So he's just the perfect person to have as an offsider. And I'm using him and Todd as shields, and I have been the whole way through.
I don't know what I'm doing with anyone.
So
But that's a legitimate strategy, right? Like, you know,
it's predictable.
it's to let someone else, drive the...
Yeah.
Ed will do whatever I encourage him to do because we've got that trust. So yeah, so it's a good day.
I'm a follower. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
hop on the bus.
Yeah. I fully appreciate how arrogant I'm starting to sound. But I was never ever going to be the good guy. I was always going to be a villain.
But they're a solid 3-figure thing. And if you get to the final 5 with them, no, we're done. And I just...
Yeah. Andy spoke to me and he was like, Loz and Todd are huge threats, and if you go to the final 5 with them, you and Bethany, they'll take you out. And I agree. They might want to Canberra's all the way, because if we go back merge with the other people again, we can potentially realign with another block there. I think Bethany and I are in an interesting position. We could, even without Andrew, we could try and blindside Ed, and we could do a 2-2-1, and we would have the numbers to take him out.
Yeah, so I hope that they're not pulling the wool over our eyes, but I don't think they are. I feel like they do. I feel like they trust us.
I think we have the power. I don't know if we should, but we could vote Ed. We don't even need to tell Andy. The 2 options tonight. Either we vote out Andy, going with Loz and Ed, take him out unanimously, do the obvious thing, or we could just blindside Ed, Bethany and I together, be a 2-2-1.
I think Lauren said she might try and get someone to vote for you.
Yeah.
But he's not going to get anyone out anyway.
Yeah.
We're all voting for him.
I can't.
Yeah.
And this has got no advantage.
Yeah. I don't think he does.
I don't think he does.
If, say, Andrew had an immunity idol, they might be more likely to vote me out. It's hard to say.
We have to vote Ed. Yeah. We stay strong.
I think we're good. Bethany, Eden and I are pretty tight. Like, we've got a really good relationship. I trust them well, and I think they trust me.
I think they're done.
Well, I know, but you never know.
That means I'll be voting for Sab, Pauline, Oscar. I'm sure, but I'm also feeling like I'm the obvious pick.
So Todd winning the immunity put a hitch in our plans. So the reason Oscar split us up in a way that he did was so that us three, myself, Oscar, Pauline, could vote out Todd.
I was hoping it would be us versus the other group, because I thought this was a good 5. Yeah, because I think there's some strong players on the other team.
Yeah, right.
And I thought that's a good group
To pick someone else out from the
to
other
pick,
team.
to hopefully us to beat them.
That's not the case, eh?
Not the case.
I think if Todd hadn't won immunity, we would have voted him out. Oscar's pretty keen to make a big move, and Todd was a name that was floated around before.
I've heard Todd and Oscar's name mentioned,
Okay.
so I know that other people are
From the other side.
From the
you
others.
said that before.
Yeah.
you're
So
wanting to-
I know people are gunning for them.
Yep.
What if you and I and Pauline
hooked up?
are hooked up?
I'd like to see John go. He says he's a free agent, but to me, he's an agent of chaos. He's too unstable to be someone that I could work with in the future.
Maybe I should go and see if there's any idols around. When the tribes were split into 2 and Oscar created a group of 5, which I was in, so that puts me at the bottom of the barrel as easy pickings for those 4. Look, I thought, my initial chat with you was good.
Yeah, look, I like you, John. Unfortunately, you're a loyal guy, and I'm a loyal soldier as well.
I get that.
And I do want to be honest.
Yeah.
And loyal to my people, but I also have to look after myself.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
And it is kind of time for a big move.
So, not happy. That's where I'm sitting. So scrambling a bit at the moment. Which one of those 2 would you want to vote out?
I kind of, I don't. I don't know, I don't want to...
So it means Struggle Street, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, here's the thing, I don't want to put out a name. If you, like, made a case for a name,
Yeah.
got Todd on board, like...
I am talking to everybody. I'm seeing if there's any cracks, and so having a bit of a chat with everyone. But not confident.
I am just going to be honest with you. That I'm going to be writing your name down.
Okay.
John is someone that at times I've thought I could work with, but the way the numbers have fallen, he's always been on the outs, and it's got to the point that it's actually toxic and that I can't work with him.
I actually feel that at times our paths in this game could have actually aligned really well, and they never did.
I was worried if John won, then who would be the next choice? And Oscar, Sab and Pauline have actually been together the whole game.
Those three have been together all game.
Yeah.
So that's where I kind of felt I felt I had to win this, because I thought it actually was either you or me that was going to go.
Yeah.
And so I was like, if I win it, then I guarantee I'm safe.
I did have some nerves, and even though I didn't want to win immunity because of the target on my back, I actually felt I had to.
But like in my head, when I'm looking at the combinations, I'm like, oh my God, if John wins, then you, Sab and Oscar have been together the whole game, and I'm like, oh my God, that. So I'm like, I kind of felt like I had to win because it could have been me if I didn't win.
At the tribe swap, I was able to whisper to Oscar that they had 4 on their tribe of old Ginninderra, and we only had 3 on our tribe, and that it was actually really important that Oscar and his new tribe lost. Oscar did a fantastic job of acting like it was super disgusting, when I know that he actually could have eaten that quite as easily as I did.
He was like, thank you so much for like faking your gagging at the like the gross food eating challenge, and I was like, bestie, it wasn't fake.
So I was keen to reconnect with Oscar.
There's literally 4 of us here.
Yeah.
This could be Final 4.
I like that.
I would love that.
Yeah.
Good, because I was like, that's why I ended up swapping, because I knew you and Sab would have my back, and that's why I swapped me and Loz, because I was like, oh, at least I know. So the advantage was not at all what I expected it to be. I expected it to be like, oh, your puzzle has 4 pieces and their puzzle has 8 pieces. Like, I would like to go to the end with you two.
Yeah.
I feel like we've all played a similar game. I think it would be like even.
Yeah, I agree.
The reason I picked Pauline and Sab is because I knew they would vote with me to get rid of Todd or blindside Todd. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen now. I'm worried about Andy.
That's right.
That was like an afterthought, like, because I was so focused on like forming our team, and obviously it was on the spot, and then I was like, shit, Andrew. But I'm really worried about Andrew. I don't want him to go, and I think Loz might take him out, and I think she has the power to do that.
So hopefully if Andy survives, he doesn't think that you threw him under the
No,
bus.
Yeah, true.
Exactly.
Or
I don't
we
think-
threw him under the bus as a group.
But actually, let's just quickly, like, final 3. I feel like we would compete really well. Like, we're all calmer. None of us are, like, out in front.
I think people might be cottoning onto the fact that Pauline, Oscar and myself might be a tight 3, with Andrew in there as well as a 4th.
I think that we're the kinds of people who often come in second.
Yeah.
All of us.
I
like,
agree.
our
I
archetypes.
agree.
And if we get a group of, if we're the final 3, I mean, someone will come in second, but, like, it gives us a fair shot.
I think my final 3, I would want Pauline, myself and Andrew. Pauline, I think I might be underestimating her, but I think I might have it over her.
We need to get Loz out at some point, but not yet. Not yet, because I think she thinks of us as her numbers.
She does.
The auction actually went much better than expected. Like, I was bidding on these dry croissants purely because I was actually hungry, and they kind of looked okay. And they came with an advantage, which I haven't looked at yet. Or, well, it was scroll of some sort. Ooh. In Season 2, many players searched the voting booth for a hidden immunity idol to no avail. In Survivor Canberra Season 3, Canberra vs. the World, that all changes.
search the voting booth for your very own secret weapon, but make sure someone doesn't find it first.
He talking about like, oh yeah, it's going to get really, it's good now, but it's going to get really tough when we get down to the 7. We're going to have some tough decisions to make. I was like, we're not getting down to the 7.
I'm really glad that I haven't told anyone about this, because obviously this is something that I need to keep to myself. I'm going to see whether I can chuck it in my skirt, which has pockets, for this reason.
I've had a chat with every one of you,
Yeah.
and to the person, you've all been loyal to each other. So, good job. It will be a case of yellow strong.
Come on in. And we will now bring in the first member of our jury, Aidan, voted out at the last Tribal Council. Okay.
All right.
Here we are.
On your curveball, yeah, smaller group.
Elephant in the room, that Loz has won now 2 individual immunities. Ed, do you think that makes her a big threat in this game?
I think anyone that's winning regular, challenges is going to show a threat. But the great thing about Survivor is that the challenges are so diverse and different that just because you've won 1 or 2 doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to remain on top and winning those competitions constantly. So, yeah, it's made her a threat for, I guess, this up until now. But we don't know for sure if she's going to win the next couple.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Eden, we have thrown you a curveball with this twist. So how was it like strategizing with 5 people rather than a huge group like you normally are?
Oh, it's so awkward because like you just have to like pull people aside for conversations. And when one of them has immunity, if you're talking with 2 other people, you can be like, the only person we can say is the other person here. So it's just awkward. There's a lot of meaningless chatter. Yeah, it's hard.
Bethany, 1 in 4 is, not great odds. So, was it a bit of a scramble back at camp? What happened? Talk us through it.
Yeah, 1 in 4 are not great odds. But if we can get through this, I think we have a good shot moving forward.
So you're saying we, and who are you talking about?
Well, the people that I have been speaking to, if we can successfully navigate this tribal, then it's looking really good for us once we return to camp and move back up with the other tribe.
Okay.
So that does sound pretty confident, but the way the votes have been going is the Currawong members have been going. Does that 3-2 split that we have here does concern you at all?
I'm never confident coming into tribal. Like every time we come here, I'm paranoid it's going to be me, and I think everyone feels that way. And like, to be honest, I'm sick of talking about like the old Currawong. Like I've been
Let's just end it here then, shall we?
Like, I've been with the Gin and Bar 2.0 people longer than I have been with them. I've been almost longer with the Merge tribe than I've been with them. And like these people are a better fit for me than that my original starting tribe ever were. So
Eden, is it frustrating that the way that the votes have been going, the fact that we have been talking about these tribes that existed like 24 hours ago?
Yeah.
Longer than that?
It's frustrating. I mean, obviously I felt quite scared at the last tribal council. I fled the scene, and the only 4 names that were out there were the 4 original world tribe members. And I mean, it's all well and good to keep doing that, but at some point something's going to give, and you're going to be stuck with the Canberrans, and will you have enough people to do what you want to do once that happens?
So let's talk about Eden. You left tribal council. You had the defector advantage. Lauren, was there any ramifications for Eden when he left the tribal council when you all got back to camp?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I really don't think it overly changed the outcome from the tribal council. And, I respect that Eden has the balls when he's feeling in his gut that it's time to play, that he plays his advantages. I mean, that's so much better than potentially getting voted out and not playing it, and living with that regret. So I really don't think it had a massive
impact on the outcome. And, to be honest, John was the one who keeps talking about this yellow tribe, black tribe divide. And I really think he's the only one who sees it that way.
Yeah, and John's not here, is he?
No, and I mean, so for us,
I
people
think
who are being
John's the
voted
one
out,
that broke that up to start with. He is the one that drew first blood. Let's just say it.
Yeah. So there's it may be coincidental that the people who have been voted out for a bit are ex-Yellow Tribe members, but ex-Black Tribe members, but there are other reasons for that. It is not just because they're Black Tribe members.
Yeah, and it can't be at this stage, can it? We're too deep into the game.
So I don't think there's any fallout from it. I think just good on him for having the guts to play it.
Thanks.
And Andrew, as Liv said, there is 1 in 4 chance of you going home with this tribal council. So what are you doing to try and shift the votes off yourself and onto someone else?
I think you revisit new connections, old connections, and test the waters there. It's like, going for a swim, see where the rip is, and hope to avoid the rip.
Right, so we'll see who does avoid the rip and who gets taken away with the current. All right, so with that, let's vote. Bethany, you're up first.
Go, Beth.
Again, and once again, I'm putting my faith in the people that I said I would trust. Search the voting booth for your very own secret weapon, but make sure someone doesn't find it first.
I think there's been a new case taken over COVID and its liabilities. I think this is the last supper. So for now, farewell, goodbye, amen.
All right, we'll go get the votes. All right, if anyone would like to play an idol, now would be the time to do so. All right, we'll count the votes. First vote, Andrew.
Oh, good somebody to supply whoever.
Second vote, Eden. 1 vote Andrew, 1 vote Eden. Andrew. 2 votes Andrew, 1 vote Eden. 7th person voted out of Survivor Canberra versus the World and 2nd member of the jury.
Viva la revolución!
Alright Andrew, the tribe has spoken.
They have.
Thanks for playing. You can sit right down on the jury.
Okay, well, we talked about Old Travel Lines no more. It's every person for themselves. You can head on out and we'll see you soon.
I was just voted out 2nd member of the jury. I'm very happy to serve on the jury, and I think it's fair to say I saw this one coming a mile off, and I think the likes of Stevie Wonder, Andrea Bocelli saw that coming as well. And when Buzz Aldrin was walking on the moon, he could spot it from the moon as well. Ed, Loz and Todd are a triumvirate, and they roped in Eden and Bethany, and that block of 5 will then have a majority now.
Andy, there's only room for 1 economist on this island. Wish you all the best.
Someone from the triumvirate will take it. I think Loz is my front runner at the moment.
Andy, you started gunning for me in about the first
5 minutes we got to camp. He told Amy to vote for me, which she did. So we can't trust you to bring you with us. So this is your vote. Thanks for playing with us.
Congratulations to everyone involved. Congratulations to cast and crew. Everyone has done a fantastic job. I found an idol which is still buried. I did a few things and I shit-stirred a little bit, so I'm very happy.
Come on in. Okay.
Thought it might have been a Currawong.
Alright, welcome to Tribal Council Group 1. Sab, as you can see, Andrew has been voted out as the second member of the jury. Was this expected for you, or is this a surprise?
It's a surprise to me. Yeah, feel bad for Andrew. Yeah, it's a shock.
Yeah, okay.
Is that going to affect your game at all?
I think it might. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. I was just going to ask Todd as well, congratulations on winning individual immunity. That's for the second time now, isn't it?
Well, the first one wasn't an individual. I was in a pair with Andrew. So
all right,
that was a mini tribe immunity.
Yeah, that's true. Pairs immunity. Do you think you needed the individual immunity today?
I think I needed it to stop John from having it.
Right, okay. Yeah. Well, John, does that mean that you're on the chopping block once again? It feels like we have the same conversation every time.
I'm not on the chopping block. Oh, I'm chopped.
You're chopped already, okay.
Oscar, I wanted to talk to you about, in the challenge, you had an advantage and you had to split the tribe up, obviously. So I just wanted to ask you how you came to that decision and why you split things up the way you did.
Yeah, obviously everything I say, take with a grain of salt. I made it in on the spot, so it wasn't perfect. My main thing was just ensuring that there's sort of two things. I wanted to be with a group that I felt like I could work with everyone. And then the second thing was also just making sure that we had a majority of Old Yellow on both sides, particularly my side. Obviously that didn't pay off for us, which I'm a bit disappointed by, but I couldn't control what was going to happen on the other side, unfortunately.
Right.
Okay.
And John, as we know now that we are building up a jury, and the jury is going to vote for a winner at the end of the day, do you think the players are doing enough to win those jury votes at the moment?
I think some players are doing enough to win jury votes. There's degrees of people who go hard and determined with what they want to do, and they'll scramble. And there was a degree of people who will just, follow along, and as long as it's not me.
So are there players in this group that you think are following along and need to sort of make a move at this stage?
I think the group here are a very tight four, which is good, and we had that chat. And I think they need to maybe grab another one or two people from the other tribe. We've had some discussions that maybe the leftover Currawongs might be a good option to join. But of these guys, I think maybe Pauline, Sabrina maybe need to keep a watch out and don't just tag along too much. I think Oscar and Todd have potentially got a bit of a target on their back as well. So I think these guys need to band together.
So Pauline, how do you feel about what John just said? Do you agree with him?
I think John has been very frank and fearless with us back at camp. He's been giving us advice on how he thinks that the four of us should move forward, which has been, really lovely of John actually. And yeah, I feel really supported by that. Obviously, we didn't think that Andy would be over there. There were 3 original yellows on that tribe. We managed to stick yellow strong up until this point, and clearly that's all broken apart. So I think we're going to have to regroup when we get back to camp and consider this new twist basically in the game and this new thing that has come up.
So it sounds like you are all quite surprised by Andrew being on the jury now. So Todd, what does that say about those 3 former Ginninderas that have voted out one of your own. What do you do with them now?
I think it's really interesting. So we've had a very open chat about that. John knows it's probably him that's going home, and so if that is what happens, that the four of us go back. The four that are left back at camp at the moment are four that have been together for a while, and so that that's interesting to me. Like Andrew's sitting over there, even though there was a majority of old Ginninderra, and so those four have obviously voted together. We can assume. So that's something I think that we need to ponder.
Yeah.
Right, absolutely. And Pauline, I just noticed you're sitting there with your croissants. Are you just a little bit hungry?
I mean, I'm still going with them. Like they're not
Are they
good.
as dry and as bad as we thought they would
they're not good, but they are food.
There's an ant on the plate and it seems to be crawling away from the croissant.
Yes, I would be too.
I'm thinking about how many future events I can bring these croissants to. They're a bit of my emotional support croissants.
Well, I'm glad we're continuing the theme of croissants in Survivor Camera, so that's great. John, if it is you voted out at this tribal council, everyone is saying, it will be you. What has this experience been like for you? Can you just sum up your experience?
Oh, I've loved it. I love meeting all the people. Objective 1, don't get voted out first. Tick. Objective 2, make it to day 2 and tribal council. Tick. Objective 3, win. Well, that's not going to happen. But I've had a ball. So thank you.
You went to the swamp of sadness.
I went to the swamp of sadness. I've been to all the tribes. I've got all the colours.
Yeah.
So I'm good.
Well, we still have to vote.
Yeah, and as we know, it's never really over till it's over. So with that, Oscar, you're up first.
I'm sorry, John. I actually didn't want you gone. I wanted Todd gone. I'm sorry it worked out this way.
I know I'm going, but I had to write someone's name down, and I've told you beforehand. Cheers, good luck.
All right, we'll go count the votes. All right, if anyone has an idol and would like to play it, now is the time to do so. And John, just to clarify, you are playing this for yourself.
Playing this for myself.
Okay, have a seat. All right, this is surprisingly not a valid hidden immunity idol. Any votes cast against John will still count. It's falling apart in my hands.
Is that bread?
All right, we'll read the votes. All right, first vote, John. Second vote, Pauline. One vote John, one vote Pauline. John. 2 votes John, 1 vote Pauline. 8th person voted out, 3rd member of the jury. John. You got the torch. Alright John, great run but a tribe.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
I have to do it, Jeff.
Love it. You're right for this.
Thank you. It was fun.
Alright, well we've had 2 conflicting votes in both groups. I wonder if you all get on the same page now. Head on out.
looking for cracks in those final 5. Not to be, I knew I was probably the odd man out, and I think Tribal Council will show that I knew I was done. So yeah, good journey though. I'll be looking for the winner who's someone who is okay at challenges, someone who's strategized, someone who's made some calls. I'm hoping that the final people aren't people who've just tagged along for the ride. I'll probably come back again. I don't know, they might pick on the old guy and say, hey, get him.
John, my vote's for you. I think you're an awesome guy. And yeah, all the best.
All these people, all the crew are all doing it for love because they love the game. No one's getting paid. All the people who entered did it because they love the game as well and want to have a go. So I think it's great to see a community of like-minded people who want to get in and do something together.